Welcome, Aries. This is your weekly Taroscope reading for July the 25th through to the 31st, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you truly for all the loving, positive support that you send my way each and every day. Truly, thank you so, so much. Now, let's see what the cards bring for you for energy that will be surrounding you this week. How to go forward with strength, empowerment, beauty, and love. So our first card here is Justice. So we are looking at our balance. We are looking at bringing joy and harmony into our life. Absolutely. It could be a lot through our thoughts, but we are also, we're kind of standing here in between those two pillars. We're standing there and it looks like there's a staircase leading to our new path forward, the next part of our path forward. And before we can do that, we have to sit and we have to stop and we have to think. Our thoughts are going to be very powerful this week. And let's see how our thoughts are going to be very powerful this week. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the sure and steady step forward. We also have the Chariot, so focus on our tomorrow. And the Ten of Cups, our happily ever after. So, how interesting was that? We're just going to put the deck aside for a second. We're going to grab more cards, but in a bit, okay? Knight of Pentacles with the Ten of Cups crossing over it. So we are looking at our steps forward. We're actually slowing it down a bit. We're actually looking at where we really want to put our next steps forward in order to create our happily ever after. We're looking at the end game of the joy, the happiness, the harmony, the balance that we want in our lives going forward. And we are determining exactly what that next step needs to be, how to master that next step. And then we have the Chariot really telling us the same thing. It's our focus, it's our drive, it's our passion. What's on the path forward. And, we hold those reins. We hold those reins so that those horses just don't tear us anywhere right now. Okay, now Aries is a very adventurous spirit. So we're holding those reins, making sure that those horses don't take us on the adventure that we don't want to go on. It's almost like we have been through adventures. We know what just jumping into the adventure will be. I think we're a little bit more cautious this week in anything that we are going to step into, anything we say yes to. It's going to take some thought. We're not just going to be saying, yeah, I can do that, I can do this, I can master that, I can lead this. I think we're going to give it a little bit of thought. We're really concentrating on what steps forward are going to be the most promising, the most stable, the ones that will bring the most harmony into our life, the ones that will bring the most balance into our life. It could be a lot with thought. Now, with the Justice card, we also hold the sword, and we hold it with an authority. We hold it with a self-confidence. So we're ready to cut out the things that aren't going to take us to our happily ever after. Things that we may have agreed to in the past that just aren't working out, or we're not seeing the fulfillment out of it. We have the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant, he's in the same pillars, isn't he, as the Justice card. Now this is more of spiritual. And this is more of an underlying energy. So pay attention to, through meditation, through prayer, through being alone with your thoughts, what you are thinking about when it comes to bringing balance and harmony into your life. Okay, because it's going to be more of a spiritual message to you than it is going to be something that's tangible, that you can see, that you can touch, that you can say, I recognize that, I know how to work with that. It's going to be more of your intuition, your higher wisdom playing a role this week in telling you which direction to go, how to go forward on your path, where to put your focus, what to cut out of your life. And we have the Six of Wands, so there's victory to be had, there's success to be had, absolutely. And I think we are going to feel some of the success, or we are going to feel like we are making the right choices now in order to go forward successfully. Realize when we look at this card that we are still in full armor, so we are nowhere near the finish line. There is a lot to do. There is a lot of work that needs to be done. So this is not a time to rest on our laurels. Also, we need to invite other people in, people that want to help us succeed, because they are going to make it happen for us. Maybe it's delegating certain things that we've said yes to that we find that it's actually impeding our path forward, to delegate those types of things out. Or maybe it's giving a responsibility or an obligation back to the rightful owner. Ah, the Page of Swords. She's our knee-jerk. She definitely is our knee-jerk. We have to watch her energy, because we could say yes to something that really doesn't fit our path forward. So think things through, absolutely. This could also be a little bit of expressing your inner child, the joy, okay? Or maybe looking at what will bring you joy in your life, happiness. Let's see what other cards we can put with her there. And it's the Page of Wands. Oh, our thoughts, our ideas are off the wall here. So we've got a lot of new energy with these two cards, the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. Our thoughts are on fire here. We are thinking outside the box, or we are realizing that there is no box, that our thoughts, our imagination can take us to any level that we desire. We just have to use our imagination. We have to see what we can possibly do in our lives and give it thought. I think this is an excellent week to start journaling, just writing down some thoughts. Okay, and maybe 1 or 2 or 3 thoughts that come your way don't mean much, but when you start getting a page of thoughts all put together at different time periods, they start to connect. They start to make sense. You start to see where the plan emerges from it. And we all have the focus right now on, with the Chariot, the path forward. The focus on the path forward. So we are really focusing this week on where to go, how to step into the path that we want, that path that we desire, the freedom, the liberation. So our thoughts, the Page of Swords, I keep wanting to say something about, celebrating the inner child, but I really get it as, watch what you agree to this week. Okay, the Page of Swords is one that just wants things to start moving forward. And really, we have been through a lot of energy that I can understand that you just want to do something or say something, an action, a situation to move things forward. And you don't even care where it all turns out. Just let's start moving forward, please. Be careful of that energy, okay? Because when we were children and we just did things because we thought it was a great idea, many times hindsight was 20/20, and we realized how bad that idea actually was, and had we thought about it, we would have done things differently. So I think she's more of a cautionary here in stepping into new things, new ideas, new path forward. You really want to think it through. You don't want to use this energy as your guiding force into stepping into something new. And where your thoughts are, it might be beautiful, and they are teamed together. So you could have all kinds of new explosive thoughts that never occurred to you before. Now, as we go a little bit more towards the weekend, that's probably midweek, as we go towards the weekend, we are really concentrating on the balance. So at the beginning of the week, we're kind of looking at justice, the card energy, and we are looking at, yes, balance. But we're also looking at the harmony and the joy that needs to be. Now we're really focused on the balance that needs to be in our life. And maybe we're looking at what is out of balance, where our energy is wasted, where we are giving a lot of energy in our life. So look at your priority list and understand where you can maybe pull some of that energy back. Let's see what's coupled with that. The Two of Pentacles. Okay, and it was kind of where I was going, so I should have just kept talking and said, yeah, that's it. The Two of Pentacles is an imbalance in our life. We are putting too much energy into work, or we are putting too much energy into play. Maybe we are not paying attention to our health or our loved ones, or maybe we're not paying attention to our job and what needs to be done. We really need to re-examine, and don't worry about this card. It's just a card telling you to look at your day-to-day routines. Where are you putting the most energy? Why are you putting the most energy there? Are you getting value back for the energy that you're putting into that part of your life? Can you claw back some of that time? Or maybe it's money. Maybe it's love. And put it into other areas of your life, because if we stay imbalanced, eventually we start to hit a lot of roadblocks. We need to pay attention to our health and well-being. We need to pay attention to our spirituality. Yes, we need to pay attention to our jobs, our loved ones, our relationships. They're all important. And so we need balance in all areas of our life, not just, full force into one area of our life, trying to get that promotion or earn some money or get that special somebody to really notice you. Or maybe we're building up our stature in the community. For work and career, we have the Ace of Swords. Ooh. So I think a lot of your new thoughts, your new ideas is going to be centered more around making money, growing your finances, preparing yourself for a higher paying job, a better job position, a job that maybe matches your passions and your dreams a little bit more in alignment that way. Okay, this is where we get the aha moments. We're also using that sword as something that we're drawing a line in the sand. We're saying no more. Maybe you've been being pushed at work in some way and taking on extra responsibility. And this is where you draw that line in the sand and you say, you know what, I'm doing all of this, and this is where I draw the line. I can't take on another responsibility. Maybe if you pay me more, or maybe if you give me the promotion, I'll be more than happy to do that. But right now, where it stands and where I sit within the company or the corporation, I'm not going to do X number of things unless there's some kind of reward, there's some kind of bonus at the end of it. I have other things in my life that need attention. My family, my neighborhood, my close friends, my fill in the blank. So I think with work, now this is new paths going forward, so you could be looking at a whole different way of making money, growing money, developing money to come into your life. It could be a hobby or, something you did on the side. It could be a hobby that you're going to turn into a home-based business. Or maybe that hobby actually has a placement in the community and you can do it full-time and get paid for it. So this is new paths forward, absolutely, when it comes to work and career. You're also getting these aha moments. So you could really be stepping into some very wonderful creative energy this week to allow you new thoughts. And we have it, we've already covered new thoughts on the board. So really journal this week. And love is the Wheel of Fortune. So we have to close the door here in order for a new door to open when the Wheel of Fortune comes into play. And it's in our love sector. So this doesn't mean that every relationship is going to end, okay? But there could be certain parts, if you're in a relationship, there could be certain parts that has been eating away at you that you really need to bring out on the table, that there's certain behaviors, maybe with your partner, that needs to stop. Maybe there is a lack of closeness. Maybe you've grown apart. Maybe you need to reunite, come together. The Chariot can be symbolized as a travel card, so maybe it's time to whisk your sweetheart away for a weekend getaway and spend some quality time alone, okay, which will open up the door to deeper bonds, a more united front going forward, taking the relationship to a new level. If you're looking for love, now there's a couple of aces here, right? At least one. Yeah, we have the Ace of Swords in work. So if you're looking for love, it actually could show up in work this week, through work, meeting somebody. But we start everything with the Justice card, which is bringing in love, bringing in joy in our life. And so that is usually somebody. So maybe that's where I was getting with the Page of Swords and, respecting your inner child, letting your inner child out, experiencing some joy in your life. Maybe you're going to a carnival or an event or a party of some sort or a large gathering where there is a lot of people to meet and greet, and maybe you're going to bump into somebody new and exciting and wonderful. But you have to, with this card, and you aren't with anybody, you have to realize really what happened in the relationship, and that could be a little bit of the, I'm going to put these cards down because they're in my way of all the cards I want to pick up. Um, it's that next step forward. It's planning that next step forward. So if you're not in a relationship, then what do you truly want out of a relationship? Do you want somebody to laugh with, and or do you want somebody to lean on? Do you want to start a family? Do you want somebody who is going to compliment you not only in your personal life but in your business life as well? Do you want them to be interested in the exact same things as you when it comes to work, or do you want them to have something completely different in their path so that there's always something new and exciting to talk about and learn about? So you really need to understand, and this could be a little bit through your meditation and prayer, understand what you truly want out of a relationship. Do you want something serious, or do you just want somebody once in a while, like on weekends or something, to get together with and have and share some laughs? Do you want it light and simple? Do you want it so that within 3 months you're walking down the aisle and you're talking about owning a home together and babies coming? And so you really have to understand what you want going forward, and also what you have wanted in the past. And if it's different, you really need to allow yourself closing that door of the past thoughts of what you wanted a relationship to look like, what you wanted it to be, and understand that you kind of have a new focus on what you truly want out of a relationship, what kind of partnership you want going forward within the relationship. I feel like picking one more card, and I think it's just a general card. The Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Okay, so um, I don't know why I needed to pick this card, but I needed to pick it for you. And she is a dynamic, creative energy. So wonderful. She is also the diplomat. She is one that she's kind of like a judge. She sits there and she examines all the evidence in front of her. What she is not clear about, she asks qualified questions. She does research. And until she feels that she has all the information in front of her, she does not make a decision. But when she makes a decision, it's true, it's right. You never have to look back on the decision with her. So we have a lot about growth and focus and going forward. Maybe new paths in work, almost in some way, there's new paths in work. And bringing in balance into your life. So don't just watch the Page of Swords energy here, because you might want to just change things up and see what, where everything lands at the aftermath. With this energy, you really want to contemplate exactly not only what you want to change or improve or add into your life, but also you also want to look at what outcomes can actually come out of that. So 2 or 3 different ways that it could work out. And then you can say, okay, well, I really want it to work in this way. So what extra energy do I have to put in? What conversations do I need to have? What situations do I need to put myself into? What kind of action plan do I need to have in order to push the energy into the direction I want it to go? Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.